Hi guys, I am back today with another palette video. If you guys are like sick to death of these, I'm really sorry because eye palettes are like the bread and butter of my existence, which I don't eat or have either one of those because of my food allergies, but if I did, these palettes would all be the bread and butter of that. In any case, so today I am doing a review on the Colourpop Blush Crush palette. So cute, love the packaging. Can we talk about this? Like, I would just not get rid of it just because of the packaging. And in fact, if you were in different lighting, you could see that it's almost got like an embossed-ish type of feel to it. Like it's a soft touch feel, and then it's got like little details. Oh, you can kind of see it. Kind of details that pop up when you look at it longer. It is so pretty. The inside, I've already loved this palette, just in this one review. I literally used every shade in this palette for my look that I'm wearing. In fact, I actually took, at the very end, one of these colors and used it as the blush as well. So, I know that these pans are a little small, but if you have a brush that's kind of like a little more finer or smaller, like this is my Wayne Goss brush, and I use it for blush all the time. Today, when I initially applied blush, I used like this Morphe one, which I'm not crazy about, but I'm trying to break it in more so that I can get it to be more what I'm hoping for. Once it's all poofed out, I think I'll like it. So, in any case, back to what we're talking about. This little guy actually retails, I think for $12, maybe $14. I think it retails for $12, and I got it for like $9 because they always have great sales. Thank you, Colourpop. We're here for that. In any case, I'm going to swatch this for you guys. I'll let you guys know that 3 of the shades are matte. These 2 have glitter particles in them, but I think you lose them as soon as you put them on. I'm guessing kind of like the Toddy palette or whatever. They're just really small, and I think they kind of blow off, to be honest. So you could call those mattes as well, in my opinion. Then you've got these, which are kind of like satinish, though this one is kind of more metallic than this one. I think this one is one of their Super Shocks. I think this one is one of their Super Shock shadows, and it used to irritate, that formulation used to irritate my eyes, but I gave it a shot today, so we'll see. And maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of feels like that kind of like soft, squishy, that sounds really awful, but kind of soft, squishy, waxy feel. So, but so far I really like my eye look. I think it looks really good. Unfortunately in the camera, it's not coming off as, like, there's a lot more differentiation in person, and for me, I really like that, but for some reason, it just looks like a pink wash up on my camera right now. I don't know what the deal is. Let me try. Maybe that makes a difference. Not really. Still looks kind of like a pink wash, so sorry, that didn't do a lot to help. Anyway, I'm going to swatch these for you guys. So the very first shade in here is called Lovesick. Now, I kind of thought this would be more of a... Sorry, I did swatch some stuff earlier, and it's kind of left over, but we're going to ignore that. I thought it was going to be more cream, like pure cream, but it's far more pink than I thought it was going to be, which I'm totally okay with, but I was surprised by that. Now, I can attest to the fact that this worked really, really well on my actual eye, but it's kind of like a baby pink. Really nice color. And I will have pictures on my Instagram so you guys can see them better. The next color is called Pop a Bottle, and this is that formulation that I think is the Super Shock. And it's kind of just like a glittery topper type of shade. I'm having a hard time swatching it out right. But I can tell you with a brush on the eye, it was very, very pretty. Well, for goodness sake. Boy, that's going to be about the worst swatch I've ever done. The texture is just like the Super... It's got to be a Super Shock. It's a Super Shock to me that it is a Super Shock. But as you can see, it actually has a really nice, like, shift to it. So, it's kind of champagne-y pink and just a really pretty color. So, Pop a Bottle is, in fact, a great name for it. We're going to give it one more go over here. Yeah, in the right light, you can really see it, but dead on, if you're not... But dead on, you don't necessarily always see it. It's very pretty, though. The next color is the One, and it's kind of like a peachy color. And I'm going to try a different finger. Really, really cute color. As you can see, true peach. Peaches and cream. Okay, the next shade in here is Enamored. And this is kind of a peachy, pinky, goldy, shimmery shade. Now, I wouldn't call that a straight-on metallic because to me that's more of a satin. But it is still a lovely, lovely color. The next color is Made You Blush. And this is one of those that is more like a matte to me because the glitters that you see in the actual pan disappear as soon as you use it. As soon as you apply it. I mean, you can still kind of see them, but if you blow on your arm, they kind of like disappear. But a great color, and if you use it as a transition, it's stunning. The next color is Blossom Up. This color I really, really liked. This is kind of like a pinky mauvey gold. And this is also kind of a satin finish. But it's more metallic than a satin, but not as metallic as a metallic. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, the next color is How Rouge, which I love. I think that all of the shades in this palette are great. This is like a true mauve kind of shade. If you wanted something much more simple than the look that I did, and less time consuming, you could just take this in the crease and this on the lid, and if you wanted to blow it out, use a little bit of this or this, and you'd have a complete look. I just decided that I wanted to try and use them all, so that's what I did. The next color is Cheek to Cheek, and this is the shade that reminds me of a color in Divine Rose 2. It may not be the same, probably not, but it just is giving me that vibe. Now, for some reason, this one, just be careful when you dip into it because it's easy to break it apart. But it's just a really flattering blush color. I think you could use that up to a more medium skin tone. Dark, it might still be too light for. Okay. The next and last color in here is Blush Wine. This is another one of those shades that also How Rouge was as well, where it has the little glitter particles in it. But they don't necessarily stick around. It's sad. I wish they did, to be honest. I like me some glittery stuff. So there is, oh, you can actually see the glitter particles in it. But if you blow, they're less noticeable. So they don't stick around very easily. Try and turn my arm a little bit so you can see those. I will also have pictures on my Instagram, so if you want to check out better swatches of that, maybe that isn't, you know, affected by the sunlight changing and coming and going, then definitely look there so you can see those in better detail. If you guys want to see how I got this eye look, keep watching. Also the blush, keep watching. Okay, I am back. I have my eyeliner on, I have my mascara on, and I've got to tell you guys, especially for the price, you cannot beat this palette. It is something you can take on any kind of trip with you. It's going to be compact and small. In fact, why do I not have it in front of me? It's going to be easy to store. The only thing I would say is you might want to wrap it up kind of carefully because I do think it may break easily. So maybe it's not the best for travel, but I can tell you this without a doubt, it is one of the nicest Colourpop palettes that I have used, and I used every single shade in this palette, so I can genuinely say that they all worked really, really well. I think the one shade, Papa Bottle, is one of their Super Shock shadows, so we'll see if it irritates my eyes because those used to do that to me, even though I loved them and they were beautiful. But I kind of like the inclusion of it in here. It blended to a different type of texture on my eye, so I thought it was really nice. Also, it kind of reminded me of a shade in the Melt Millennial Pinks palette, so this I think has some of the pink tones that if you were wanting in that palette that you should pick this up instead because it worked really, really well. Or pick up like another gray palette like they're Blowing Smoke or something like that, and you could have a pretty close like color story between the two of them and still have paid less than you would have on that palette. So that is my thought there. I definitely can't wait to use this more, hopefully, because I have a lot of palettes I need to get through and actually check out. But I really enjoyed this. I would happily use this, you know, over and over. The other thing I like about it is that the shades that are in here, some of them like the mid-tone shades, at least for my skin tone, and possibly slightly darker, could work as really nice blushes. Now, these are really small pans, so it might be a little difficult, but if you have like a smaller blush brush, like, for instance, I've got this one from Wayne Goss, I think that this would be fine. You could get this, you know, kind of roll your tip around in it, and then it'd be beautiful. That's just my thought. I wish I would have done that. I didn't do it. I already had blush on. Otherwise, you know what? Maybe I'll be extra and just do that. I'm going to put on Made You Blush and just give that a shot. I should have left a mirror like this. Sorry, hang on 2 seconds here. But now I do already have a blush on, so this is just kind of probably overkill. But just, it's a really nice shade. And the other one I like is Cheek to Cheek. That actually reminds me of a color in the... It reminds me of a color in the Divine Rose 2 palette that I like. I think it's called Naked something. Maybe Naked Blush Naked or Naked Blush or some kind of nudist name. But the color reminds me of that. It may not be the same, and I don't have it out to swatch it right this second. But I think, like, that's gorgeous. That's a really nice flush to the cheeks, and as you can see, if you just have a smaller blush brush, this makes for a really nice color there too. So just one less thing to take with you on a trip. Or like if you're gonna go get around with a friend at their house. That's what I used to do when I was young and I used to go out. I would go over to my friend Kara's house and we would sit in front of her mirror at her parents' house and just get around together, and that was always super fun. So you could definitely pack this up, take it with you for a night out with your girlfriends, your guy friends, your whoever friends. Maybe nobody that's a friend. Just kidding. But look, like, that's so nice. I think it worked really well. In any case, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and ring the bell for future updates, and I will see you guys in the next one.